The following is a hockey podcast out of Vancouver and Surrey, British Columbia. It'll only consist of a lot of puck talk and even more BS, or in actual words, banter and satire. Enjoy, and as always, go Canucks go.
So the Vancouver Canucks, on the biggest weekend of Kyle Bhawn's life, lose to the Utah Hockey Club, and they were missing a key start tonight.
Brock Boeser, they're missing Brock Boeser, okay?
You're Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hey, welcome to the postcast here on Locked On Canucks. My name is Trevor Beggs, co-host of Locked On Canucks, and as always, I'm joined by my brother, Kyle Bhawn, usually joined by Kyle Bhawn through a screen, but here in the flesh with him after going to the game against the Utah Hockey Club. And Kyle, it's the first game we went to together this year, and it was a bit of a dud for the Vancouver Canucks. And much like a lot of their games recently, when they end up on top, it feels good because winning always feels good.
I love being on top too, man. When you're just on top, it's the best, man. It's my favorite thing to do. And I'm feeling like I'm on the bottom.
You got screwed tonight, man.
Yeah.
You really did.
Yeah.
And Kyle Bhawn, Flex Bhawn, as some people don't know you as, you like to get the workout. You like to get the work in, and I felt like some Canucks weren't putting in the work tonight, but I also feel like a team that was tired. They were tired. They were gassed.
Dude, I'm tired. I'm tired, yo.
Because you're on top.
No
it makes sense.
Though. I'm tired, man. I'm tired, yo. 6 minutes of power plays in the third period. That was a tiring third period to watch. And I just know, man, if Brock Boeser, now Trevor, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't gotta keep blaming one thing, boom, bam, another player, boom, bam. Like, Kyle, shut up. People lose hockey games, boom. Dude, if Brock Boeser is the player he wants to be, he wants to be, Mr. $8 million a year. Bro, step up. Step up. If he's that guy, the Canucks have 4 to 6 more points this year minimum. Dude, they have maybe 4 more points over the last couple of weeks. But he's just been you know what I'm saying? It's either he's taking it personal or he's having one of his worst seasons of his career.
Well, the yips seem to be spreading through the team, right? And Elias Pettersson seems to be getting his game back a little bit here over the last few games. But Brock Boeser has been a train wreck ever since JT Miller got traded from the Vancouver Canucks.
Man.
No, but straight up, like, this guy has, I think it's still one even strength assist, a secondary assist in 16 games since JT Miller's been traded.
Ooh.
One secondary assist, even strength in 16 games.
Crazy, man.
That's a crazy stat for the Vancouver Canucks. And again, we talked about today when we saw this game, like, this Vancouver Canucks team has targeted guys who bring it defensively. They have a high floor. Like, if you see Nils Amon tonight has a couple of good defensive breakups. Kiefer Sherwood, the same thing. He's good defensively. Drew O'Connor. Like, there's guys with high floors who know how to make the smart play on their own end. And again, like, we're talking about a 1-goal game here, basically, right? The Utah Hockey Club get an empty netter, but it's a Clayton Keller goal off the rebound in the third period. Like, otherwise, we're talking about, like, maybe some overtime tonight and maybe a different story, right? So it was really one play that cost the team at the end of the day. But if they had a guy like Brock Boeser going, because now we're seeing Elias Pettersson going.
Oh, man.
And
Trevor, man.
the third period, I mean, Elias Pettersson and Connor Garland, I think we were at the game. We saw it. They both kind of ran out of gas. But you saw from them, like, early on in the game, creating chances and getting the puck on net.
100%. They're running out of gas. Things happen. Boom, bam. You just want someone else to step up, though. Again, even though you got to put some accountability on a guy like Pettersson, like, okay, cool. You have 5 good games. Like, you want to continue that for a bit longer, but he does pick up a point, picks up an assist. That's going to be good for his psyche. And I think as Canucks fans, you got to take those points and understand that still adds to his momentum. Guys who pick up points, they like that. Okay. So again, he picks up another assist on the Hughes goal. Didn't have the best game overall, but hey, he has that. It's just like, back-to-back games. Everyone exploded offensively yesterday in a sense. It was a team effort, but it seemed like everyone got their moment, but Brock didn't have his moment.
Yeah.
So where's that moment today, especially after Heedle's injury news, right? The concussion. It just would have been nice. Like, the Canucks probably pick up a point if one of those guys, Garland, Pettersson, Boeser, played better today. And just as a Canucks fan, I mean, Boeser has 13 points in his last 30 games. He has 22 points in his last 41 games. Contract year, UFA year. Like, you talk about all these things that have happened to the Vancouver Canucks. Again, they've gotten the worst version of Brock this season. And
Well,
That hurts.
And the fact that he's turned into a ghost since the JT Miller trade. I mean, Kyle, you got the bright light in my face here in the studio, man. It's looking bright, it's looking shiny.
Yeah.
I'm looking like a ghost right now, but Brock Boeser, he's more invisible than I am right now. I mean, again, like we talked about the game, but you look at Jake DeBrusk, and he has that deal paying him $5.5 million a season. Does it now become with the Canucks that we can't pay you more than Jake DeBrusk?
I think so, man. And that's not going to happen because Brock, quote unquote, deserves more, right? Right? Just based on the economy and based on HR. Like, there's just like, you don't like pay a guy like Brock less. Real talk, because he's always signs the bridge deal. He's always been quote unquote loyal, you know, like. And before this season, he's the guy that you pay anywhere from like 6.5 to 7.5 a year. 8. Some teams would pay 8.
Yeah.
So he's not going to go beneath 5.5 a year. It's not going to happen. But in theory, like the Canucks, I don't care how much money it is. Maybe it's 7 by 7. Who knows? It's close to $50 million. I just feel as if the Canucks, as an organization, can't be spending $50 million on anyone that can't do things alone with the puck, right? Whether that be a speed thing or just a confidence thing, I don't care. But they need those types of guys because Pettersson's going to be one, and that's with some questions still because it's just a lot of noise around the guy. The Hedo thing, there's questions, whether it be injury or also because he's also never been that guy yet. Because you only have 2 of those guys, you don't want to give a big contract to a guy that may not be that guy too. Brock's not that guy. He's not going to go. It's not that you have to go coast to coast with the puck, but like you need a game breaker. And I just want the Canucks spending their money on game breakers moving forward.
Yeah. And Brock Boeser, again, he's shown that he's been a complimentary player for the most part in his career. It's been early in his career, he was complimentary to Pettersson, had some chemistry with Horvat for a while. And then, of course, he hit his biggest heights with JT Miller overall. But to pay Brock Boeser $8 million, $7 to $8 million right now, it does seem like you look at guys on this team and almost everyone's performing better than Brock right now. Like you are paying this guy based on what he's done, not what he's doing. And it is a league of what have you done for me lately? And the important thing to remember with Brock Boeser as well is that since Patrick Allvin and Jim Rutherford took over, it is almost all their guys. And right now, one of the few guys that is not a Jim Rutherford and Patrick Allvin guy is Brock Boeser. And you've heard them kind of had that negativity publicly as well about Brock Boeser, at least being more subdued in his praise with his contract.
Ooh, I like that phrase. Subdued in the boom bam. The phrase
in the boom bam.
Dude, wow. Man, I'm a subdued guy in the boom bam. Dude, overall, Brock Boeser is just a boring player right now, and they need more from him. And contract noise aside, who cares, bro? It's like again, like it's just go time for the Canucks, right? These games matter, whether you're UFA or not. You just play for the crest. Brock Boeser, you've been a Canuck your whole life. You've been here for like 10 years, Okay, you played hockey for this team for like 8.5, 9 years, whatever the math is. It's like, dude, you never make the playoffs. This team needs you. This team needs you to like do something. And it's been a while since he's done something. Again, 13 points in his last 30 games. And I've been hammering this over the last couple of weeks. Like he deserves as much criticism as Pettersson has taken. Because you're a leader on this team. You're a longtime Canuck. Like you're loyal to the Canucks. Like show your loyalty. And in my opinion, again, like forget about what's happened in the past with this club and do it for the fans, yo. Because you haven't made the playoffs a lot. The Canucks in recent history haven't made the playoffs a lot. And when we're having no shows like that, you lose points. Again, this was a game up for grabs. Right? This was a game up for grabs. There's been a lot of games up for grabs. Okay. The Canucks play that boring, tight hockey. They have good goaltending. Dude, again, Brock Boeser, 13 points in his last 30. What if he has at least 18 or 19? Maybe the Canucks have a couple more wins because there's a fine line here, Trevor.
Well, one thing that's really telling, and we've talked about it already, and everydayers know, is after the trade deadline, the Canucks were removing the A from Brock Boeser. And it's been subbed in a little bit, but Derek effing Forbert taking the A right after the trade deadline. And again, that Brock Boeser played in, it was against the Minnesota Wild, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, the fact that Derek Forbert got an A and Brock Boeser didn't in a hockey game for your Vancouver Canucks is absolutely wild. And I think it tells you what not just this management team, but what this coaching staff thinks of Brock Boeser overall. And no, I don't think it's all doom and gloom with Brock Boeser.
They like Brock because everyone likes Brock. But do you love Brock? I don't know, because you want dogs on your team, man. Like the Vancouver Canucks need dogs on their team. And again, there's been a long amount of time here in a very critical season for this team's tenure, right? This core's tenure with all this noise going around, all the drama. There's just been, again, a long period of time where Brock Boeser hasn't felt accountable. You know, like, yo, you help this team out, pick up the dubs, shut the media up, shut the fans up, just, deliver good results. But again, Brock Boeser, he's got to be 100 times better, because now you're questioning, should they pay him as much as Jake DeBrusk? Like, the way he's playing right now, it's like, maybe Alvin wasn't lying when he's like, teams didn't want Brock.
Brock Boeser, not a player from the Alvin and Rutherford tenure. Player that inherited, and there's not many of those guys left for your Vancouver Canucks. Tonight, Cal, I mean, who was the best forward thing for the Canucks tonight? I think.
Damn, good question.
Henderson and Garland seemed to be going most through the first two periods, but they both had some blunders there in the third period overall. So
yeah, who was the best forward today? That's a really good question. Dude, the Canucks, they had 11 shots for most of the game, and then they got 6 minutes of power plays in the third period. And it just leads me to say this. I don't think any forward was the best. It actually felt like that. And that's okay. Again, Trevor, I'm not trying to poo-poo on him too much. I'm putting a lot of accountability on one guy, Brock, even though it's a team game. But just because it's we need you. It's about just do something for us, okay? Drag us through the finish line a bit here. We didn't get that. But at the end of the day, the Canucks played four games in 6 nights, bro. I'm about to go to the gym for the first time tomorrow. I'm in no way, shape, or form in a position to talk that much shit about this team playing 4 games in 6 nights. They're not the best team overall, and they have to do that. This was going to be difficult.
Yeah.
They look tired.
Yeah, they look tired, especially in the third period.
How about you, though? Who was the best forward?
For me, probably Kiefer Sherwood. He was throwing some hits tonight. We talked about it. The fact that this guy has gone from almost never killing penalties at the NHL level to now killing penalties regularly for the Vancouver Canucks on a penalty kill that's one of the best units in the league. I mean, Kiefer Sherwood can truly do it all, especially with the scoring, the playmaking. We saw that tonight as well. I think he had a good chance for one of his line mates there. The penalty killing, obviously, the hits have been a big thing this season. The penalty killing is not something that gets talked about too much, though, for Kiefer Sherwood. And again, he brings it to this team in a number of ways. And tonight, I think he was the team's best forward, and he's done that a number of nights this season, which again isn't great for the Vancouver Canucks when you employ guys like Elias Pettersson and Brock Boeser. Nils Höglander, I think, if he stepped in more there lately too, but you don't want Kiefer Sherwood being your best forward on too many nights.
Well, speaking of Kiefer Sherwood, can we get into this quote? Because again, this game was boring. Okay, the Canucks lose 3-1 to the Utah Hockey Club. It's a big loss. This is one of the biggest losses of the year. The 4-point swing, do the math, blah, blah, blah. But you know what, Trevor? We ate some pizza after. I walked it off. It's all good. There's a couple weeks left in the season. The Canucks just got to be better than the other teams. It's that simple, right? It's that simple. They just got to be better than the other teams. It's not mission impossible. It's actually quite, frankly, mission possible. And I'm in a position to watch some meaningful games. I'm excited about that. It is what it is. I don't want to dwell too much on this loss. That being said, dwelling on the past is something I'm down to do here, just because I think it's an important issue, and it's about the Canucks toughness. And Trevor, we didn't hear this because we were listening to music and eating pizza for the past hour and a half. But apparently, Kiefer Sherwood said this about, again, Hedl getting a concussion, 6-2 game, Jason Dickinson, piece of shit. Real talk, that was a dirty scum move.
Yeah,
it was also a bigger scum move for Chicago not to they didn't even let this guy play the rest of the game.
Yeah,
and they have a young team. That's some cowardly shit. Okay, anyways. He hits Hedl. Hedl gets Tocchet says he has a concussion, and I guess Kiefer Sherwood was asked about it, and Sherwood said this. Okay, it's back-to-back games that guys are taking liberties on our guys. Dickinson is going to have to answer the bell next year because I know we don't play them again. But that was a dirty hit, unnecessary. It was 6-2, and then he doesn't have the to step up on the ice afterwards. Forbert, I guess, asked him to go. It is what it is. We'll get him next year. In my opinion, it's a game too late. It's a game too late, but
But what's he supposed to do? What's he supposed to do?
No,
we talked about a post game yesterday too, man.
What's he supposed to do? I think all I'm trying to say, the fact of the matter is, those back-to-back games where DPD and Cheadle were targeted, and I don't know what the answer is, but I just feel as if the Canucks are a little too soft. That being said, again, Sherwood challenging Dickinson next year. I'm liking some of the pride there. Speaking of pride, if you want to talk about another positive, Trevor, before we get to break, or you can kick it to break, after I ask the question, the Canucks, they played as if they were tough today. Like they were standing up for each other the whole game. Like you weren't getting close to Lankinen without a possible stick in the face and a glove in the face. They were playing hard today for one another.
Yeah, Lawson Krause was in the crease a couple of times, and Victor Mancini was one of those guys who stepped up and took on Lawson Krause. And Victor Mancini hasn't played that big so far, but he is a big boy. He's 6'4", 220, and he showed it like getting into it with Lawson Krause there. All right, Kyle, let's get to break here. Yeah. I'm seeing the comments, man. We're here for you. Trevor Beggs, Kyle Bhawn here. I Locked On Canucks every day and every night. I'm not here to show no, but I feel like it might have something to do with some nuts.
Nuts? Wonderful pistachios.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Let's talk about my nuts here on Locked On Canucks. There's nothing more I love than talking about my nuts. And I know the best nuts in the world come from wonderful pistachios. And I'm trying to be more like Kyle Bhawn. This guy is chiseled. Look at the jawline.
Not anymore.
Should see the six-pack. I don't, even without working out, man. You know why you're still in shape? Because you're eating wonderful pistachios, man.
Yep.
And it is a good source of protein. Kyle Bhawn, you were hospitalized, man. Okay. You got to take it easy.
Broken heart because the Canucks were struggling.
All Kyle Bhawn does is eat bananas, go for walks, and eat wonderful pistachios.
You ever dip your banana in shredded pistachios?
I haven't yet.
Try it out.
But I have dipped my banana in wonderful pistachios.
Yeah.
Because I got the naked nut variety, okay? The no-shell option. You dip that banana right in the pistachios, they stick right to it. But if you like that tease, they got the in-shell option too. Ooh, it is a classic favorite. But you know me, I like the naked nuts in my mouth. I'm no-shell team for wonderful pistachios. So whatever pistachios you eat, make sure you get snackin and get crackin at wonderfulpistachios.com. Go visit wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more.
Okay, we back doing this, and that's talking about your Vancouver Canucks. That right there is Trevor Beggs, the second best dad in the world. My name's Kyle Bhawn. We're at the Don't Dose Art Lab. We're together. We're actually real friends today. And again, Trevor, we went out for pizza. I think the place is called Hot Pizza Pie.
Yep.
Hot Pizza Pie in Gastown, right across the local. Go try it out. I've been going there for like 10 to 12 years. What would you grade the slice today?
8.5.
8.5, a B plus. I like it. I would give it a B plus.
No, A minus.
Always a B plus. Always an A minus. Sometimes an A plus at Hot Pizza Pie. Let them know we sent you and get $0 off your purchase. Okay, we're just looking out for the West Coast. We're looking out for our neighbors. And speaking of our neighbors, we got a bunch of comments that I want to get to. But first, Trevor, just again, spread some optimism because I'm actually not feeling negative. Like again, we didn't play well today. It was a very boring game, and it's a big moment, and it was a big game in the standings. And again, that's simply not good enough. But I'm like excited for the rest of the season, man.
Well, the Canucks are still in the playoff spot right now, right? So I guess that's the positivity after tonight. And look, they put a Utah Hockey Club who I've said it time and time again on the show, who I think are the biggest threat. And in my mind, the favorite to get that final wildcard spot, even though they haven't really been there for most of the season. But the Canucks, again, are right there with them, even after losing to them tonight. And again, we got a couple games coming up. We'll talk about it later this week in Locked On Canucks against the St. Louis Blues and the Winnipeg Jets. I don't think this is like got to win both games, but you do got to win at least one of those games. Again, ideally against the Blues, the team who you're chasing in the standings, against the Blues team who spanked the Minnesota Wild the other night and beat the Anaheim Ducks tonight as well. Like they've been rolling lately.
No, they're playing confident, man.
And we said it before, they have the easiest schedule remaining among the four teams with Utah, the Flames.
Wow, thanks, Trevor. So. Thanks for the optimism. Like we're trying to.
You said optimism.
We're just trying to be happy. Okay, how do they beat the Jets? Mission Impossible going up next. Like just give me one scenario, please.
How did they beat the Jets? Look, the Jets aren't the most high octane offense in the NHL. I do think it's a matter of just playing Canucks hockey. And what do we say in this game tonight, Kyle? They did play Canucks hockey for a large chunk of this game, which suited the Canucks more than the Utah Jazz. But a Canucks game right now is not the most exciting hockey at all. You're just hoping they shut down enough and can counterattack enough to win the game. And it worked a lot last season. It hasn't worked as much this season.
Get lucky. That's what you're.
Yeah, they
what's
play
that song? Not to get lucky. You work all night to get lucky.
Yeah.
Work all night to get lucky.
Yeah, that's
Right?
the one.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
that's the one.
Let's get to the comments. Okay, this one comes from Yowza. We're gonna have to learn how to score against a team that's not Chicago. Yeah, but we've been struggling with the whole goal scoring thing all season long. We're just gonna have to learn how to create more offense when Quinn Hughes is not on the ice. But I don't know how long. I don't know if we can do that this year. That being said, I mean Quinn Hughes. Can we talk about another positive, Trevor? Like he looked really good today. Like
Yeah.
as athletically speaking, like more so than he did with his puck skills, and he's always good with his puck skills. But
Yeah.
with the goal, there's just been more dominating Quinn Hughes games out there. But the way he was moving his hips, like not that I was watching his hips or nothing, but you know what I'm saying? Like he was just twisting and turning, like he finally got his oblique back.
Yeah. Lost twisting and turning out there, and he did score the only goal for the Vancouver Canucks tonight as well. So still managing to get on the score sheet. He's just such a difference maker, man. Like just Cam McCarr is the only guy in the league that's like him. Like it is those two at the top of the apex right now. And again, I'm curious. Like we'll have to get into it as the season wraps up here, but because he missed so much time, I think Cale McCarr is the front runner for the Norris. But Quinn Hughes should be the winner of the Norris Trophy this season. He's been the best defenseman in the NHL.
I think if they make the playoffs, like Quinn Hughes not winning the Hart will lead to Quinn Hughes winning the Norris, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like
that's
that would
fair.
just be like the secondary award because he just again the Canucks, man, they just look like a completely different team when he's not on the ice. Like they just play like the Canucks look as if they're playing the game to get to Quinn Hughes' next shift.
Yeah.
See what I did there, Trevor?
Yeah.
That's journalism 101, man. Straight up, man. Okay, let's get to report cards and get the puck out of here. I'm tired, man. All right, I think we got it. Boom, bam. Okay, Trevor, you take it away, man. Here, 5 minutes for report cards here on Locked On Canucks. Everyone hit the like button. Trevor Beggs, be a teacher.
All right, man. 5 minutes for the report cards here. I'm not starting with Brock Boeser again. It's just too dark to start off with. Actually, I'm starting there tonight. Brock Boeser, I'm giving it an F.
Thank you.
I'm giving it an F. Connor Garland had some fight in his game tonight, but a sloppy third period. Tired player. I give him a C+. Philip Rowan, I'm giving him a C+ overall as well. Drew Connor giving a C. Nils Höglander giving a B+. Jonathan Lekkemacki, B-. P. Suter, I'm giving a B overall. But Pius Suter again is your second line center. I was having him up prior to the game today. I was feeling like Pius Suter, he did this before as a second line center for your Vancouver Canucks.
Yeah.
But again, just have the same juice tonight. But again,
we miss Hedl. Let's be honest. We miss Hedl. It's gonna be tough winning. It's even though this guy has had like 6 points in like 15, 16, 17 games as a Vancouver Canuck. It's not a lot, but we're gonna miss him a lot.
Yeah.
But Trevor, I asked you this in the car. Maybe it's an answer that might have changed for you over the last 30 minutes. And people in the comments, let us know too. Okay, would you rather have Pius Suter at $4.5 million over 5 years, or Brock Boeser at 7x7?
Yeah, and the car, I did say Brock Boeser. I'm going to stick with Brock Boeser just because he has the higher ceiling. Like, I do think right now, Pius Suter and Brock Boeser, Pius Suter's been slightly better than Brock Boeser, but you're seeing the ceiling of Pius Suter, in my opinion. You're seeing, like, pretty much the absolute floor of Brock Boeser. So I know Brock Boeser would be getting paid $2.5 million, but with the cap going up, I do think Brock Boeser is, at a baseline level, he's a better player than Pius Suter. And a guy that had 40 goals last year, even this year, on a terrible year, is probably going to hit 20 goals. I would probably give the money to Brock Boeser. I don't feel super confident in that answer, but I would choose Brock Boeser at 7x7 or Pius Suter at 5 times 4.5.
I think the Canucks are going to be in a situation where they're forced to pick one at whatever cost they want to stay at.
Pius Suter, Albion guy. Brock Boeser, not an Albion guy.
Yeah.
Remember that too.
Okay, continue, brother.
We got Derek Forbort. He had the highest game score among all Canucks tonight. Give him a B+ overall. Marcus Pettersson and Tyler Myers have like low-key struggled together. They have not been good in a number of games.
Thank you for bringing it up, brother. Thank you for bringing it up.
Marcus Pettersson, I'm giving him a C for tonight.
Yeah, why? Okay, so the whole Hughes and Ironic thing, and I know Trevor again. I was sitting beside this guy the whole game, just in love with that pairing. Doesn't want to split them up ever. Straight up, like if you have twins, I'm pretty sure you're gonna call one Philip, next one Quinn. Okay, I can tell. Even if they're daughters, 2025. Do the math, okay? Trevor, when I see games like Pettersson and Myers having the games they had today, and kind of kind of also thinking like, you know what? I feel like they've struggled over like a handful of games here. I wouldn't be opposed to again putting Myers back with Hughes.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah, like I don't know, just see something else. But
I want DPD back for that though, because
Okay,
I really
fair enough,
like
fair enough.
DPD and Hronek.
okay, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, fair.
Elias Pettersson, I give him a B over to all tonight. Like very much like Garland, one of the best forwards through 2 periods. I thought, not that it was saying much, but Garland and Pettersson both had some looks tonight. Pettersson had a great chance to bury it on the back end there on the rebound there from
Oh yeah.
one of his line mates.
DeBrusque.
So yeah, DeBrusque, thank you. He was looking good tonight. Quinn Hughes, I pretty much give this guy an A every night. He was great. Kiefer Sherwood, I say he was the best next support and giving him an A-. Bluger B-. Myers, I'm giving him a D- tonight. Not a fan of Tyler Myers' game at all. And he's still trying to score. I said at one point today he's trying to look like Calder Tyler Myers with the one shot from the point, but overall pretty disappointing. Lackadaisical defensively, turning the puck over. Not a huge fan of his game. Dakota Joshua, give him a B. Nils Amon, Canuck regular again. I'm giving him a C. Victor Mancini mixing it up with Lawson Krause, showing the speed tonight, also showing some errors in his game, but overall I give him a B. And then Kevin Lankin, I give him a B-.
Wow, B-. I give Kevin Lankin a good B+, man. Whatever, man. Anyways, look at this comment from Callum. Okay, give Brock an F off tonight. Yeah.
No, actually,
you got it right for the show.
Go to one of the most recent comments there. There's another pretty applicable right there.
What?
Meows the cat saying give Brock and not applicable. Like, did this
Oh,
guy even play tonight? I mean, he had some power play time. He did play today, but it didn't really seem like it. So not applicable. Yeah, maybe that's relatable.
Trevor, like, do you think he snaps out of it this season?
I do, because I don't think he can get much worse than what it is right now for Brock Boeser. And I could see a scenario where we're feeling all doom and gloom about the Canucks for the next like 6-7 games.
Whoa.
And then maybe Boeser and Pettersson go off over the next
Dude,
10 games to end the season.
that's
but
way
I
too
will say,
stressful.
I will
Can they
say,
just do it now? Can they just start now? Why can't they just go off
I
now?
would say that the Canucks need to do it now, because you
Yeah.
look at the end of the Canucks schedule,
Yeah.
and I want to say they play the Golden Knights twice, the Dallas Stars, the Minnesota Wild, the Winnipeg Jets, the Colorado Avalanche.
Dude, shut
The Sharks are in there, but it is a very tough last 6-7 games this season for the
Okay,
Vancouver
well.
Canucks. So they need to win games now. And I've said it all along. I think James Moore had a comment about it as well, if you want to pull it up. But the Canucks over the next handful of games, they need to win the majority of them, because it is going to be a tough stretch, a tough go down the stretch. And here we go. So the Canucks in the next game, we got the Jets, the Blues, and they go on the road for a while. The New York Rangers, the Devils, the Islanders, the BJs, the Jets, then the Kraken and the Ducks back at home. So those ones are easier ones. And then, like I said, you can sort of get into the Knights, the Stars, the Avalanche, the Jets towards the end of the season. There's a bit of a soft spot there, even though they're on the road for a while. So really, there's no easy games here for the Vancouver Canucks. They're going to have to show something. Brock Boeser is going to have to show something. Elias Pettersson is going to continue having to look like a first-line player. Those things are going to happen, and this team is going to make the playoffs.
Yeah. Sounds like a lot, bro. You're supposed to make me happier, man.
We got Quinn Hughes.
Okay. All in all,
We
we
got
got
Quinn
Quinn Hughes. The Canucks played a little bit tougher today. And Lankin didn't look good, okay? Lankin didn't look good. Okay?
Yeah.
Go Canucks, go. We still have a lot of time here. Try not to stress out too much. Have strong weeks. Hang out with your neighbors. Hang out with your friends. Love your family. Hit the like button. It really helps us out a lot. I'm so tired, bro. I'm so tired, dude. I got to get out of here. Join the Discord. One love to all y'all. And Trevor, say what you got to say, brother.
Shout out to you and you and you and you and you and you, whether you're an everyday or a first-time listener. We love each and every one of you for tuning into the Lockdown Canucks. Go subscribe and like this video on YouTube on the podcast side. Oh, baby. Go follow us and leave a 5-star review. I got 2 kids. I got to work. I got to go to bed. Peace.
Your Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.